the overarching metric that they're coming to me with is consistently feelings. My feelings were this, the feelings were that, my husband's feelings were that, whatever. And if the feelings are bad, then the conversation went bad. If the feelings were good, then the conversation went well. And this is even with my own family. My wife and I had a conversation. My wife and my daughter and I, one of my daughter's friends thought he was going to like me. He doesn't, because he had very strong opinions that were just full of logical fallacies. And I pointed out the logical fallacies. And I don't know, I should bring my wife on maybe. I think they might even say I was mean to him. An idea that I wholly reject. I don't feel that I was mean to him. I pointed out his logical fallacies. I pointed out when he said things that were not accurate or that were based off of something. The one time I actually said to him, I said, that isn't what the person said, because I know that you've actually heard what they said. So I guess that could be mean, because essentially I was accusing him of speaking falsehoods. But I believe that he really did say that. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't violate any of the 6 rules of communication. So I'm kind of giving you a little bit of the end of the show right here. And so this has been an interesting conversation for me. How do we decide if what we said was right? Because what we're doing in society isn't working. If you don't believe me, just pick any current hot topic, headline issue, and listen to both sides talk. Nobody seems to be able to have conversations where they deal with the ideas. No one seems to have any questions about the content. It's simply, oh, you disagree with me, you're a fascist. And both sides are saying that. Both sides, oh, look at this. Here's the proof that I'm right. And it's around religion. It's around how we should live our lives. It's around politics. It's around the government. If you don't agree with me, you're part of the problem. I've talked about that in the past. I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm literally going to talk about how I feel as though we have swung from one end of the pendulum to the other. And what do we do about that so that we can actually have a society that has productive conversations? And of course, if you know me, you know that this is going to start with this idea of what you said made me feel. Right? And you'll hear some version of this, right? Like, oh, hey, listen, I'm not telling you that you're wrong. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying how you made me feel. And that's hogwash. I really want to say a stronger word there, but it's just hogwash. Now, you can say, when you said that, this is how I felt. But the problem is, if I can make you feel something, then I'm responsible for your feelings, and I have to change in order for your feelings to change. And I just can't help but wonder, is this part of the reason we are so lonely as a society? Because we outsource our emotions to other people. You made me feel, and then we simultaneously want to avoid anyone who we disagree with. And we engage in what I call small-time cancel culture, right? Like, most people aren't trying to cancel someone that they disagree with completely. So let's just say that you strongly believe that ICE, I'll just get right into it, that ICE should be defunded. And you have a friend that you guys agree on about 85% of everything going on. And your friend strongly believes that ICE should get more money. The chances that one of you ends up canceling the other person because you're immoral is incredibly high. Now, you probably don't want them to be canceled completely, like, cancel culture. We don't want anybody to go see so-and-so's movies anymore because he's been convicted of a crime or whatever. But you want to engage in cancel culture of you don't want that person in your life anymore. And so what happens is you create an echo chamber, and you never develop the muscle to actually feel bad and engage through the conversation, which becomes very difficult then to have true emotional maturity and true relational maturity. I believe it was Parker Palmer said that there are 4 levels of friendship, and the 4th one, true intimacy, very few people actually come to, because you have to repeatedly go through conflict in order to have that real level of emotional maturity or emotional intimacy. And you have to have emotional maturity to do that. And so how do you engage in disagreements and keep growing, keep developing the friendship? And part of that is because we have this cultural confusion around emotions. We've swung from ignore your feelings to your feelings should rule you. And not only should they rule you, but they should rule the people around you. So if your friend says blah, 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 then, and you don't agree with that, and that makes you feel whatever, then we should stop interacting with that person. We should cancel them, because emotions now, validating emotions, and I talked about this last week, I think it was episode 329. These emotions now drive what we do. So if I feel it, I'm not responsible to step back and ask myself, what do I feel and why do I feel it? All I have to ask myself is, what do I feel and what happened right before I felt that? And whoever did that action, they're bad and I get to cancel them, at least from my life. So this starts with that idea that other people create our emotions. And then it runs with the idea that we have this broken metric of feelings. Once they become the predominant thing, if that person feels bad, or if I felt bad, if anybody feels bad, something wrong happened. Because if we have good communication, no one should feel bad.